Well, hello and welcome to Magnolia State Weather, brought to you by student meteorologist Ashton Champion here in the Apple Roofing and Construction Weather Center. We have two tornado warnings now in Mississippi. One of those includes Greenville. The other one to the north includes Hernando. If you hear any noises outside with my microphone, it's because it's currently coming a flood here in Starkville right now. So if you hear any thunder or anything, that's what's going on here. Let me get my phone just real quick so that I can get the chat open so I can see what y'all are asking me here across the state of Mississippi. Get this turned on. I hope you're all having a good night. Nothing going on in our area there in South Mississippi, which is pretty good. But anyways, we have two tornado warnings right now. The first one up in DeSoto County, heading towards Marshall County right now. That's for a rotating thunderstorm over Stonewall right now and over Ingram's Well. And so this is basically following over Interstate 269 and 22 right now near Byhalia, going towards Victoria and Red Banks. We're going to pull up a sky cam on this here in just a second because I know we have an MDOT traffic cam there on Interstate 22 here very soon. So let's get all of our toys set up, make sure we have everything going here for this live stream. Okay. If you would, please make sure to like and share the live stream. It's the easiest way to get our information out. If you have YouTube or a smart TV, you can go to YouTube and look up Magnolia State Weather on YouTube, and you can subscribe to our page, turn on the bell icon to get notifications. But that's the easiest way to watch Magnolia State Weather on a TV. All right, so here we go. So tornado warning down there for Greenville. This is kind of in a radar hole. It's just a storm that's rotating over in Arkansas. This is for the storm that's in Arkansas still, not the storm that's over Lake Village, but the one that's over near Dermont. That one's rotating. It's kind of hard to see due to the radar here, but you can see that there's obvious inflow into the storm. Inflow into the storm, outflow out of the storm, producing rotation here to the south of Collins, Arkansas. That's moving to the southeast towards Lake Village, and we'll move south of Greenville, and we'll move into Mississippi there in Washington County. Like I said, to the north, we still have that tornado warning. To the east of Hernando, I'm pulling up the sky cam on it right now. Just off to the south of Byhalia. This should be a really good camera here. This should be a perfect camera we just got here from Byhalia, Mississippi. If anything's going to happen, this camera is going to be right on it. This is at Byhalia. Will there be a tornado warning in Carroll County? More than likely not. But that's not impossible. So this is the sky cam, or MDOT traffic cam over there in Byhalia. This is where this area of rotation is about to go straight over, right near this point. We've intercepted a tornado before on a sky cam. It happened a little over a year ago in Petal. We did it with an MDOT traffic cam at 4 in the morning. You can't say it can't be done. It's done before. Looking over the correlation coefficient, not seeing any debris on the radar here. Not seeing any circles of blue or green. That's usually what you look for in terms of the correlation coefficient. But this is currently what we're looking at here in Byhalia. We'll change this camera here in a little bit to see a little farther to the east. We have multiple MDOT traffic cams along this line there. This is for that tornado warned storm in DeSoto County moving into Marshall County. So the tornado warning is in place for a storm moving east at 35 miles per hour for DeSoto County and Marshall counties. This is currently not include Holly Springs right now, but if the storm continues in this direction, as this would be near Holly Springs, let's see, that would be near Holly Springs at about 10 p.m. So Byhalia 9:43. So within the next few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and then Holly Springs by about 10 o'clock is when that storm will be there. Look into the storm to the south near Greenville. That's heading towards Lake Village. We planned that one out for you. That'll be over Lake Village around 9:52, Greenville around 10:06 as that heads off to the southeast. The two tornado warnings we're covering right now. Once again, here's the MDOT traffic cam on that Byhalia storm. That's going to go right over this sky cam. So we're going to get a great view of it in just a second. So you can see the tight area of rotation here just to the south of Byhalia. Should be going over this camera at any second. Trying to see if we have anything better here. No, we're just gonna have to stay with this MDOT cam. We're just gonna look at this MDOT traffic cam because this is gonna give us the information we need as this storm goes right over this camera. We'll see if it gets We'll see if it gets gusty here. We'll see how rough it seems. Overall, just rotation now. Nothing confirmed on the ground. 60-mile-an-hour winds and some hail is possible. No severe hail expected with this storm, but still a concern. For the storm down near Greenville, golf ball size hail is a concern as well as a tornado. This is going right over the sky cam here. You can see it. Here's the lowering in this cloud base. I'm about to go right in front of the camera. That's what it looks like. This is going right over the camera right now. Oh yeah. We're right on it here with this traffic cam. Seeing if anything happens here, but luckily we still have power on this camera. Can't really see anything in particular in terms of like a tornado on the ground, not like we did over a year ago with that one storm that we intercepted on MDOT traffic cam. Overall, storm should be going directly over this area here near Byhalia. This is over Byhalia now, going to be over Victoria by 9:50, so about 5 to 7 minutes. And then Red Banks 9:54, Mahon 9:58, Holly Springs 10:04. This is heading over towards Holly Springs right now. I'm trying to load the YouTube chat, so if anyone's asking anything on YouTube, I can see that. Having a little bit of problems. Look at this now. The camera's back, but it got rough very quick where the storm is. Wow. Got rough fairly quick over where the storm is. So this is over Byhalia now, following over I-22 as we speak. I'll bring back up the radar for now so I can switch the camera. We'll get another view of this. All right. Get the Byhalia camera still working. Yep. So we'll move to the Victoria camera now. Can't see as much with this, but it's going to at least give us a view. So here's the current camera from Victoria, Mississippi. This is just down the road from Byhalia, which we were just looking at. This is where this area of rotation is about to go over. Looking at the correlation coefficient, not seeing anything, so that's good. You're on the radar, you can see where that kind of supercell shape is with this storm. Not the best looking storm in the world, but definitely something of concern. The area of rotation over Byhalia, over Coal Oil Corner, and then about to be over Victoria here in the next few minutes. We plan out when that area of rotation is going to get to Holly Springs. That's going to be at Holly Springs at about 10:02, and then we'll head towards Potts Camp. Luckily, this area of rotation not looking as strong as it did earlier. Meanwhile, looking now to the south towards Greenville, the storm has a 2-inch hail possible with it. That is lime size hail with this storm. So as that heads off to the south, that's going to be over Lake Village at 9:55 and Greenville at 10:01. That's our timing on that. If it continues on to the south, it would reach Yazoo City, but I don't know how much energy the atmosphere is going to have by the time it gets down there to Yazoo City. Right now, really, the only thing we have in South Mississippi is the flash flood warning still in Meridian for the next 14 minutes. And that should be allowed to expire because we have not seen any precipitation in Meridian since it ended several hours ago. Hollandale 10:30, Belzona 10:54, and Silver City 10:57 is the timing on this storm currently with that tornado warning off to your northeast. It's about to be over Lake Village. What about Philadelphia, Mississippi? Oh, you're good for now. Rain and storms well off to your north. It might get a little rainy later, but you're good for now there in Philadelphia. Here's the sky cam from Victoria. I'm gonna move it up a little bit since I can. I'll move it up for this camera. Right up the top of the screen is going to be where the cloud base is. What about South Haven? Well, South Haven, you're now kind of behind this main line now. You had that tornado warning not too long ago. You're kind of in a little bit of a break. You have another line that's going to come through, but I don't think that one's going to be very tornadic by the time it gets to you. Gusty winds is a concern, but your primary issue there in South Haven for the next little bit is going to be flash flooding. Flash flooding is an issue there. Flash flood warning there for the South Haven area for the next 3 hours because you've already had 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain, and 2 to 3 are expected within the next hour. So flash flooding is a problem there in South Haven. So be careful there. If you go out, turn around, don't drown. Let me switch over the radar now once again. But yeah, you have another line coming through South Haven. It's right to your east. Some heavy rain still, but you'll be good there in South Haven as long as flooding's not a concern where you are, but be careful with the lightning. Pontotoc, I'll get to Pontotoc in a second. Olive Branch, that tornado warning's now off to your southeast there in Olive Branch. You have that secondary line coming that's over Memphis right now that's about to enter South Haven, but still flooding's your main concern there in Olive Branch. Maybe some damaging winds in that secondary line, but there's no severe thunderstorm warning on it. Just turn around, don't drown. If you're there in Olive Branch, you should be good after all this heavy rain passes. Pontotoc. Right now in Pontotoc, you're just going through some heavy rain right now, and thunder and lightning too. Kind of similar to what we're going through down here in Starkville. Flooding's probably going to be your main concern. Wouldn't be shocked if that area gets put under a flash flood warning or a flood advisory here before too long there in Pontotoc County. But overall, I think your severe weather threat's starting to diminish little by little after all this passes within the next hour and a half or so. Will it get Wiggins, Mississippi? I just announced on the page if you want to go look at it. I don't think anything's going to make it south of I-20 tonight. So I know the National Weather Service in Jackson still is going with the SPC risk, but I don't see anything making it south of I-20. Now that will change the risk tomorrow. That will make tomorrow's risk higher, but I don't think tonight anything's going to go south of I-20. Switching back over to this camera here in Victoria. Looks like conditions going downhill quick there in Victoria. People pulled over on the side of the road. Wow. Yeah, that rotation's directly over the sky cam there in Victoria. So if we're going to see anything, it's going to be right here. It's not the best looking camera, but we're right on top of it right here. Here's what the rotation looks like. And so that's where it is with this sky cam. Wow, so much lightning with this storm. Here, we need to switch over to the Red Banks camera now. The best camera we're going to have in Red Banks is going to be this one. It's a laggy camera, but it's going to work. This is the camera we have there in Red Banks. Frame rate's not that great, but it might get the job done in terms of seeing anything. Looks like that area of rotation is kind of broadened out, though, over Victoria. Looking at the correlation coefficient, I'm not seeing anything. Curious to see if we just had a tornado touchdown not too long ago. Because looking at the correlation coefficient, it almost looks like you had something touch down for a second. But I don't think you did. I think it's just, you see it here moving off to the northeast, but just the way it looks, it doesn't seem like that's very likely. Looking at velocity, I mean, maybe you had a quick little tornado in there. Wouldn't be shocked. Looking at the correlation coefficient, it looks like it's possible, but they didn't change it to a confirmed tornado, so maybe that wasn't debris being lofted, which would be a good thing. Yeah, probably not debris being lofted, but definitely something that could look like debris being lofted on the radar. So anyways, yeah, that tornado warning there. We still got the tornado warning to the south. That includes Greenville. That also has 2-inch hail possible in it. That's entering Lake Village now. We're now in range of the Jackson weather radar, and you can just see it here. A strong area of rotation entering Lake Village. We'll switch over to a camera here in a second near that storm, since this one seems to be still trying to rotate. You might have a great view into this storm now that I'm looking into it. This is a great view of this storm. This storm's gonna go directly over this camera. If we're gonna see something, it's gonna be with this one. What a wide shot we have here. So we're going to stick with this one for a second. If we're going to see anything, it's going to be here near Refuge. This camera's over there in Refuge. Lightning will light up this storm at some point. This is heading directly to the south east. That area of rotation is going to go directly over this camera, or one of these cameras near Greenville. This is technically in the community of Refuge. Here's what it looks like on radar. You can see the rotation here. You got the inflow winds into the storm, the outflow behind the storm, all that coming together just off to the north of this camera. I'll circle where this camera is in pink. This camera right there on 82, looking to the north. Or, well, really the camera's looking to the east, but right directly to the northwest is where that storm, the center of that storm rotation is. So this camera is going to have a great view of this one. I'll switch over to a different camera real quick. Oh, that was beautiful. We just had an amazing lightning strike light up the camera, basically showing us the base of the storm. Oh, here we go. This is a good view. This is on the Arkansas side, looking directly into the storm. Lots, and I mean lots of lightning with this storm. I was looking at the soundings earlier, and it makes sense. Plenty of energy in the atmosphere right now. Just really, some storms just couldn't get their acts going. Right now, a severe thunderstorm about to enter into Holly Springs. As this tornado warning storm moves off to the south, they actually just canceled the tornado warning now. So if you're there in Holly Springs and Ashland, severe thunderstorm reaching your area at 10:07, reaching Ashland at 10:20, or a tornado being possible in 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's what that severe thunderstorm warning is for up there in Ashland. Is Greenville, Mississippi okay? I do think Greenville will be okay. Hail cannot be ruled out, but I think Greenville will be okay. Looking at it, you might get clipped by some hail here in Greenville. This storm's moving directly off to the southeast right now, so Greenville, you're going to get some heavy rain, and I mean, you're seeing a light show down to your west right now, but it looks like for the most part, this storm's going to pass just south of Greenville. Here's what it looks like, though. You can see beautiful storm structure. Oh, my word. Look over here on this side of the camera. You can see it here. Right here. Absolutely beautiful. My word. I'm going to record this while I'm at it. See if we can get some lovely screenshots of that. Oh, my word. Absolute mothership. Like, looks like a spaceship. It's what we call a starship cell. Wow. If you're in Yazoo City, this storm that we're looking at here over Lake Village is heading your way. I don't know if it'll make it there, because here it is up here in Lake Village in Greenville, moving off to your southeast towards Yazoo City, but you should be good for now if you're down there. Meridian, Mississippi, I don't think, I honestly don't see Meridian getting any more precipitation, really. It is possible, but not looking very likely. So 2-inch hail still with this storm possibly going into Lake Village. If it's not, if it's not 2 inches, it's definitely above an inch in diameter there. New Augusta, the same thing there in South Mississippi. Not expecting anything. McLean, Mississippi. I know McLean's down there in Perry County as well. So, in general, anything south of I-20, I'm not expecting any severe weather tonight. I know the Storm Prediction Center's talking about it and stuff, but I don't see it. Here's this radar that we're looking at. I'm circling where this camera is right now. These cameras are about right here where I circled in pink. So looking, I mean, directly into the storm. Let's see what this camera angle looks like for now. This one's just on the other side of the bridge. Might get us a different view. That rotation's still in there, just off to the south of Greenville. I mean, you look in here where a area of rotation is supposed to be, and it's just not really lined up on this cell anymore. I would honestly wouldn't expect. I wouldn't be shocked if they kind of delete this tornado warning. I mean, there's rotation there, but it's like kind of all over the place. Switch back to the radar here for just a second. Try to get that other camera area back. Okay, so here we go again. Near refuge. Wow. Absolutely amazing looking cell. Is Anguilla. I gotta remember where that is. It's in Sharkey County on 61. It's south of here. There in Anguilla. I mean, this storm's just off to your north west. Let's see if I can find it on the map. You're along 61. Sharkey County? Where is that? Oh, here it is, north of Rolling Fork. I mean, this storm's off to your northwest. Um, I mean, it's possible the storm reaches you. It looks like it would probably pass north of you there in Anguilla. So, if this storm misses you, you'll be fine. But I'd just be ready just in case because this storm is dropping some large hail. Looks like we might have just lost this camera near refuge. Oh, it came back. Still have it. Wow. The reason I'm staying with this camera is this is just absolutely beautiful right now. As the storm moves in. Camera keeps freezing a little bit. But I mean, this is one of the best camera angles we've ever had of one of these storms. Oh, here it is. There's a mesocyclone. It's going to be right in front of us. And maybe you have a lowering here. The storm moving right over this camera at this point, which is why I'm trying to stay it. Can you have an update for Stringer? I'm not expecting anything for the rest of the night. So there in Stringer, you'll maybe a shower. I'm not expecting anything though for Stringer. I think that the lack of storms to this afternoon and tonight across South Mississippi though is increasing tomorrow's risk since there's going to be more conditions. There's going to be more energy across the area. So right here is a kind of a lowering on this camera right in front of us with this storm. Yeah, this is going to cross right in front of this camera. Like right now. Might be why this camera is going out. Area might be losing power here soon. So if anything's happening, it's right in front of us. Trying to just see if we can see anything. Let's see. Go back down here. Please tell me this camera's still up. There we go. So right in front of us should be any. If this storm is rotating, we're gonna see it right in front of us. Yeah, I said that Greenville earlier could see a storm. I didn't think it was very likely, but we're seeing this one south of Greenville. But I've never been, I never thought much was going to happen south of I-20. I'm still shocked they have the enhanced risk south of I-20. And the National Weather Service of Jackson was posting like an hour ago that they still think storms are going to move through tonight. I mean, none of the models show anything happening, and really, this is the only storm that even has a chance to reach anywhere near I-20. So I don't know. I just don't see it. Wow, conditions just went downhill on this camera. Y'all saw that? Wow. That just moved through quick. Definitely an area of rotation there. Something going on there. Hard to tell from this radar image, and hard to tell from the radar itself just because it's kind of in a weird position here. But what a strong storm. Looking at it here, it's definitely rotating. Gotta see if we can get a new camera feed now. Wow. Oh, well, here we go. Here's the view from another camera in that same area. This is right down the road. What a strong storm. I mean, they definitely have wind gusts over 60 miles an hour there. Golly. This is right there in Refuge. Right outside of Greenville, south of Greenville. Oh, wow, this is rough. Absolutely rough out there. If you are in Greenville, I'd consider being inside. Hard to tell if there's a tornado out there or not. Its radar indicated still 2-inch hail possible with this storm. But oh my word. This is one of the worst storms I've seen with a sky cam. There's something going on here. I think there's a tornado near here or something. Wow. Y'all seeing this? You can't see 50 feet in front of us at this point. That's terrible. And someone's driving right through it. Go figure. Wow, that is rough. Let's see if we can find something else real quick. Find another camera angle real quick of where this is going. Here's a view from right down the road there. This camera moving around, you can kind of see it with the lights here. Not as bad there. Let's see if we can find something that possibly is a little different. And then here's the view, literally less than 3 miles away. This is the view literally right down the road, less than 3 miles. So the view we just saw here, I'll show it on the radar. The view we just saw was here over Refuge. This camera is right here in Swiftwater. That's less than 2 miles away. I think. I can double check that. That's either 2 or 3 miles away. So this is the difference we've had in such a short area. Now, I guarantee you it's about to go downhill here in Swiftwater. We have a definitely an area of rotation that just went over there. Right over where that camera was. I'm going to need to go back to that sky cam real quick. I think that was the area of rotation that went directly over that camera. So that's going to come right over the camera we're looking at here. If that's the area of rotation, it's going to go right over the Swiftwater cam. Because that, okay, so what we're looking into here. So this is the camera in Swiftwater. Let me retry that. So this is the camera in Swiftwater. If we quickly put over the radar here, the camera we just looked at was right here, right where that area of rotation was. So this is now a little farther north. So we're looking directly into where that storm was that's now heading directly for this camera. I could be wrong on my location with this. It's a little hard to tell. But here we go. We're about to see how quickly conditions deteriorate here in Swiftwater. And wow, just hit like a freight train immediately. Now, I'm not saying there's a tornado in there. We have nothing to confirm that there's a tornado in there. Nothing being lofted by radar from what I'm looking at. But considering what we just saw there, that was insane. It's the only tornado warning in the state right now, the only tornado warning in the country right now. Wow. Oh, Ryan Hall already went off the air. Oh, we're the only thing that's left. Wow. This is rough. So yeah, that's the storm right now as it's going over areas south of Greenville. Greenville just got hit. Leland's getting hit now. This is heading to the southeast, about to go over Hollandale. I'll go ahead and plan this out, and then we'll get the Skycam right back out. I'll pull out the Skycam while I'm reading this. This will be over Arcola 1018, Hollandale 1026, Isola 1039, Belzona 1048, Silver Creek 1050. That's our timing on these storms moving through those areas as it moves off to the southeast, south of Indianola. But wow, just what a view with these MDOT traffic cams we've had. We've always had good luck with these cameras. I'll bring you over to the radar for now, just for a second, while I look over and try to find something different with the sky cams. But really, that's all we have. There's no more sky cams in the vicinity of this one. So it looks like we're just going to have to stick here with the Swiftwater camera. We'll switch it over to a different angle of the same camera. And so here's still the camera from Swiftwater. I like to use the cameras for our severe weather coverage. I think it does a good job at portraying what's going on right now. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook, I know most of our viewers are on Facebook. If you want to look up Magnolia State Weather on YouTube, you can. It's easier to watch on a smart TV. You can go to Magnolia State Weather, just search it up in the YouTube search bar, subscribe to us, and you can watch us on your TV. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. I see that this is some of the most people we've ever had on YouTube, considering we just launched the channel. But yeah, that's what the conditions look like there in Swiftwater as this cell moves off to the southeast, heading towards Hollandale right now. We're kind of limited on cameras once we now get south of Greenville. But I mean, look at this. Someone has parked under the underpass here. I mean, if they're not blocking traffic, it is what it is. Now, if you're blocking the road, that's a problem. But if you're on the shoulder, I get it. But oh my word, it's just, this is rough. This storm is rough. I mean, 2-inch hail in there, maybe a tornado possible. I mean, even if there's not a tornado in there, I see them extending these severe thunderstorm warning here in the next few minutes. I mean, this is absolutely rough. I mean, there's winds in excess of 80 miles an hour in the back end of this storm that possibly just went over Greenville. That person that's in Greenville, I wonder how they're doing. Like, how bad did it get there in Greenville? It looked like it was going to go south, but it looked like it also went straight through Greenville. The conditions absolutely rough there. Let's change the camera angle here. See if we can get a different view. This is what it's looked like. This is what it looks like in Leland. Not that rough there in Leland. What does it look like in Greenville right now? Not too bad there in Greenville, so we'll go back to the Swiftwater camera. I think that was doing its justice. with what was going on there. So, anyways, like I said, Hollandale 1029, Belzona 1051, Silver City 1053 on this storm getting there. This is still tornado warned, but heading off to the south. Um, this is eventually going to reach possibly Yazoo City. Maybe it'll go north. Right now, the next cities kind of in the path, cities and towns, include Hollandale, Belzona, and Silver City. Belzona, you have a little bit of time. You have over 30 minutes. Silver City, you're the same way. But for Hollandale, 10:30, you're not too far away. That's less than 15 minutes before it gets to you there in Hollandale. New severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, wow. 80-mile-an-hour winds. That's what we were looking at. 80-mile-an-hour winds. There's your wind threat for today. That is the highest. That is the highest severe thunderstorm warning winds I've ever seen. I've never seen an 80-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning issued in Mississippi. I've never seen it. 80 miles per hour with this storm. That's what we just watched on the sky cam. A destructive thunderstorm with a tornado possible, quarter-size hail, and 80-mile-an-hour winds. Wow. That one's getting a post. That's insane. 80-mile-an-hour winds is what the National Weather Service has said. Damage threat, destructive. I've never seen that tag. I've seen a considerable tag. I've never seen a destructive tag on one of these storms here in Mississippi. So, this is a very serious situation. If you know people that are in the path of this, please share, like, and share the stream on Facebook. Tell them if you know anybody in Iverness, Belzona, or Shula, or even Hollandale, this storm is a problem. Wow. So there's your damaging winds for the day. Hollandale 1029, Belzona 1049, Shula 1108, Silver City 1052. Okay, give me 2 seconds while I share this. Sorry. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I work for myself, so. Okay, we're back. Hollandale 1029, Iverness 1040, Belzona 1049, Silver City 1052. Sorry, this is a very destructive storm. I've never seen this tag on a storm here in Mississippi. Act as if this is a tornado. 80-mile-an-hour winds that can take out trees where you live. Can easily take out trees where you live. Wow. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. That's just insane. I'm in awe right now. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I just that's so bad that had to be posted. Okay, anyways, we're back. Sorry about that. So yeah, destructive storm moving into the Hollandale area. Here's the times on it. We're good now. We're good to keep going. Sorry about that. Had to get that posted since I have no help tonight. That's a pretty important So, anyways, that tornado warning's still active. Overall, it's for golf ball size hail right now. If we look at the velocity in here, there's still some rotation here to the north of Arcola over Almy. This has a tornado possible on it with the severe thunderstorm warning. The damage strike is destructive. 80-mile-an-hour winds and quarter size hail in here. Wow, that is a very, very strong storm. That's why it looked like a tornado was coming through. We just saw winds over 80 miles an hour there south of Greenville. Let's see. Did KGLH just give us any data? Let me see. Let's see if we have anything from the airport. The Greenville airport. Oh, it didn't give us anything. Greenville airport only reported. Let's see. It went down at 10:05. It recorded winds at 21 miles an hour, gusts to 35. So that was not either not right in the middle of that. So anyways, wow. I mean, if we look here in the back of this storm, that's 89, 93 miles an hour in the outflow. And now that's a little bit up in the storm, so that makes sense. But considering all the things, an extremely destructive storm. Let's see if we have another camera here near this area. I want to see if we have any new cameras here. I mean, that was perfect. I'll crop that video later and post it. That was an insane video. We do have a camera in Rolling Fork looking north into this storm. I'll pull that up for now. You can't really see anything from it. This is courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. I thank them for allowing me to use their cameras here at Magnolia State Weather. But yeah, what an insane storm. Flying debris possible in this storm, 80-mile-an-hour winds. This is entering Hollandale now. If you're in Hollandale, you have a very, very strong storm entering your area. The tornado warning behind the storm is going to be allowed to expire. No longer, or this storm's no longer really in that area with this tornado warning. So the tornado warning can basically be acted like it doesn't exist. But this entire severe thunderstorm warning needs to kind of be taken as if it is a tornado warning. 80-mile-an-hour winds can easily damage houses. It can knock down trees. So I would basically treat this severe thunderstorm warning as a tornado warning. That's for if you're in Hollandale, Iverness, Moorhead, Belzona, Silver City, or Shula, or maybe even Lexington in the future. Still a little while away. Even Shula is over 30 minutes away from this storm. Looking to see if we have anything on this one. Not seeing much of anything. Okay. Not seeing anything. So right now, all we know is a very strong thunderstorm moving through this area in the Mississippi Delta. We had a video of it moving through Greenville, moving just south of Greenville. I mean, this was rocking. This was rough. I mean, looking out from the camera here, Rolling Fork, I haven't even seen a lightning strike up there right now. Right now, the only severe thunderstorm warning in uh, the area is in the Delta. If we look over a little farther west towards Starkville and Columbus, we have a flash flood warning that includes Starkville, Columbus, Artesia. So basically, Clay County, not Clay, yeah, Clay, not Clay County, sorry, Oktibbeha County. This is Oktibbeha in Lowndes County. And so that's because lots and lots of rain's been falling over that area all day. So remember, turn around, don't drown over there in those counties for Starkville and Columbus. Let's see where we're sitting for some of these watches right now. Let's give you an update on these watches across the state. So right now we look at the weather alerts, tornado watch, and severe thunderstorm watches. Right now they still have the tornado watch all the way down to Jackson. I just don't see it. I don't understand why we still have this. If I'm going to be honest, I guess maybe in case a storm forms, but I mean the last storm I feel like is going to be this Greenville storm. So severe thunderstorm watch still in place all the way down to Jackson. So from I-20 northward, they kind of took away some of these tornado watch counties. I'm pretty sure that was near Highway 84. So they went up a little bit, allowed some of these to expire. Um, so that's still there. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning actually up here that includes Holly Springs, Ashland, Ripley, and Jumpertown. That's for a tornado being possible in 60-mile-an-hour winds. So let's look at the velocity here. Oh yeah, there it is, right near Ashland. Okay, let's cover this real quick. Let's see what's going on here. Get these warnings off. Yeah, so seeing plenty of rotation here along Highway 4 between Holly Springs and Ashland. You look at the radar, just kind of hard to see what's going on in here with this storm. Overall, I mean, definitely an area of rotation in there. This is over Snow Lake Shores right now, and about to move over Ashland. If you know anybody in Ashland, tell them they kind of need to be in their safe spot. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. It's not a tornado warning, but I feel like in this case it should be treated as one. If you look at the correlation coefficient, not seeing anything being lofted right now. It'll be over Ashland within the next 5 minutes. And if you're in Snow Lake Shores, this is over you right now. So it'd be over Jumpertown at 11:09. I'm not imagining this storm's going to make it that far. But yeah, tornado possible up there near Ashland. You still have that tornado possible down here uh, near Hollandale, but also 80-mile-an-hour winds that can easily take out power or cause injuries or knock down trees. So this severe thunderstorm warning for Indianola, Moorhead, Belzona, and Shula needs to be treated as a tornado warning. When you have winds that high, it doesn't really matter if it's a tornado or not. Weak tornadoes sometimes are 80-mile-an-hour winds. Sure, I mean, I guess it is a twisting motion that causes a little more damage, but still very strong winds with that storm. Right now, the center of that crossing over Highway 438 near Kinlock and Floyd. Very, very strong storm. Anyways, area of rotation now south of Snow Lake Shores and Ashland, about to cross over Highway 4. Look at the correlation coefficient, not really seeing anything right now, so that's good. We'll take a look at the future radar here in just a second after all these storms pass or weaken. But definitely, I mean, I see an area of rotation definitely right here south of Ashland, about to cross Highway 4 and Highway 5, directly over um, Liberty Road right now, there in southern Tippah County. Really, this is central Tippah County, sorry. So not done across the state just yet. We might not be having tornadoes, but we definitely are having some strong storms across the state of Mississippi. Specifically, this one that's over Hollandale and Iverness and Indianola right now. Lots and lots of lightning with this storm. Less than 30 minutes ago, when this storm was going south of Greenville, we were on the MDOT sky cams with this one. Oh my word, 80-mile-an-hour winds for sure in there. It looked like a tornado was coming through. This is the message from the National Weather Service. A tornado is possible in there. Quarter-size hail in there. Here's the main one. 80-mile-an-hour winds is what we're seeing with this storm and this severe thunderstorm warning. The threat level is destructive. It even says this is a destructive storm. So that's why with this severe thunderstorm warning, you need to treat it as a tornado warning, because this can knock down trees. This can cause injuries. This is a very dangerous storm. And so now, new severe thunderstorm warning for a tornado being possible in 60-mile-an-hour winds across Tupelo, Vernon, Okolona, Houston, Amory, and Aberdeen. So here we go in this line. So another massive severe thunderstorm warning. This one includes 5 counties. A huge severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service in Memphis. I'm not sure where I see a tornado in here, but or where I see a tornado being possible in here, but definitely damaging winds possible across this line. If I plan that out, sorry, let's redraw that. Planning that out all the way from Mantachie down to Houston. This line will be over Fulton in a few minutes. Okolona 10:43, Amory 10:54, Smithville 10:58. Aberdeen 11:02 is the timing we're seeing on that one, as this line moves off to the east. Very strong winds possible with that one. We look up here towards Ashland and Ripley. That one is for a tornado being possible and 60-mile-an-hour winds. You can see an area of rotation here, kind of over Highway 4 right now, near the Tippah River. That's moving through central Tippah County, about to move down Highway 4 towards Ripley as we speak. Not seeing anything in terms of debris being lofted, so that's good. So no tornado on the ground there. Also not a tornado warning issued. But here's the main severe thunderstorm right now with 80-mile-an-hour winds, and that's over Iverness right now, going down Highway 49 west. Might have some rotation in here, but overall, I mean, this storm looking fairly weak in terms of rotation, just not really rotating in the right ways. But if you're in Belzona, be ready. This storm's about to hit you like a freight train here within the next few minutes. This will be over Belzona 10:46, Silver City 10:52, Shula 11:02. Greenwood, Mississippi. Sorry, not Goodwood. Greenwood, Mississippi. I think you're good for the rest of the night for the most part. That storm moving off to your south now. It looks like the Indianola storm is going to move south of you there in Greenwood. You're up here. Might get some moderate rain and some lightning, but overall, I think your threat for severe weather is basically done for the rest of the night, unless one of these storms over like Pine Bluff gets going here. It looks like they will try to get their act together here over in Arkansas, but for now, at least for the next several hours, you're good. I'm not saying you will see another wave of a severe storm, but It's not seeming very likely. But you're good for now there in Greenwood. Vicksburg, I'm honestly not expecting anything personally along I-20 or south for the rest of the night. It's possible you see a thunderstorm. The chance of seeing a severe thunderstorm is extremely low. I suggest going to sleep, but I don't think we're going to see even rain much below I-20, so or much towards I-20 or below. So I think you're good to go there in Vicksburg. I think you should be good to go to sleep for the night. If you want to, you can keep notifications on in your phone, but I don't think it seems very likely that we will see storms down there towards Vicksburg. So Belzona 1048, Silver City 1054, Shula 1104 for timing on this storm as it moves off down to the southeast. Here's the storm over Verona, Mintachie, Fulton, and Houston. This is moving off to the south fairly quickly. We're looking at Okolona 1046. So within the next 10 minutes, Amory 1057, Smithville 1101, Detroit 1017. That's over in Alabama. The radar doesn't show anything, but they extended the tornado watch until 4 a.m. I don't know. I know they extended the tornado watch there for Vicksburg, but I don't see it being likely. So I know they still have technically an enhanced risk there for Vicksburg, but I just don't see storms being likely there. The new flash flood warning that includes now Marshall County as well as Tippah County. So flash flood, we now have plenty of flash flood warnings across the area. One down there for Starkville and Columbus. The other one's up near Memphis for DeSoto County, Marshall County, and Benton County. So remember, turn around, don't drown. Lots of rain has fallen. And that's a good thing because of the drought we've had across Mississippi. This is really going to help us across the Magnolia State. Gonna see if we can get any cameras pulled up of any of these storms here. Let me work on this just real quick. All right, that's what we have there. Sorry, checking some things. Do they have Rankin under the new tornado watch because half of it is north of I-20? And we think they will make it even to I-20 or south of it? I don't see them extending the tornado watch. I think the tornado watch does include I-20. I still don't see any tornadoes forming down there. I know they have the tornado watch that far south, but I just don't see it happening. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Sorry about that. I had to check a few things. Yeah, but they still have 80-mile-an-hour winds and a tornado possible on this storm that's nearing Belzona. I'm trying to see if we can get a camera near this one. Is what's coming across the river it, or is it still, or is there more behind? Let me check. I mean, you have some more storms forming in Arkansas right now, but I mean, I think for the most part, after this passes, that's probably it. Maybe these storms forming near Pine Bluff will give us a problem. We can actually look at the HRRR in a little bit. And you have some weak storms now forming uh, here in Neshoba and Newton counties, but it's still north of I-20. Like I said, I'm not expecting severe weather south of I-20. I mean, I can eat my words if I'm wrong about it. It's fine. But it does not seem very likely that we will see a storm south of I-20. Here's a look into the camera in Houston, Mississippi, courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. So this is what it looks like there in Houston. That's for that severe thunderstorm warning uh, there for Houston, Aberdeen, Amory, Fulton, and Tupelo. This is what it looks like on radar. So overall, strong line moving through, plenty of lightning, as you're seeing with this sky cam. That red light you see flashing, that's just the light at the top of this, um, tower that this camera's on. But overall, you just see plenty of lightning with that storm here near Houston. This next camera is from Amory, Mississippi. So this is the view from Amory, looking directly into this storm as it nears Amory by about 10:55. So we're only a few minutes from the storm reaching Amory here. So like I said, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. One of those for 80-mile-an-hour winds, one for 60-mile-an-hour winds, and we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning now. This includes Jonestown. This is for the storm here over near Falcon and Sledge. Okay, so this has a tornado possible as well and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So a lot of tornado possible. Oh wow! Look at that. Definitely a strong area of rotation forming with this one. That's probably why they wanted to push this one. This is heading towards Batesville and Sardis. So moving directly down towards some populated areas. This would be over Falcon and Sledge within the next 10 minutes. Batesville by 11:11. So our attention's going to kind of move over to this storm right now as it's rotating. That's a very concerning looking cell. So yeah, some rotation in here. Luckily, it doesn't look the healthiest from reflectivity, but I mean, you look over at the velocity, and I mean, you have the reds, you have the greens there. A fairly tight area of rotation, at least for a day like this. So, like I said, we're not saying there's a tornado in this one right now. It's just possible. Let's see if I can get a view into this storm. Right now, seeing damage in Lake Village, Arkansas from the storm that had 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So damage definitely there with that storm that's still moving through Mississippi right now. Oh, here we go. Here's a view from Clarksdale, Mississippi. This should be looking close into this storm. This is just off to the south of the storm, looking mostly to the north into this one. This would be a good view if it was turned to the northwest, or to the northeast, sorry. Here's what it looks like on radar still. Very tight area of rotation. Right now, it's only for a tornado being possible. Would not be shocked if this ends up with a tornado warning here before too long. Very, very tight area of rotation here. This is heading to the east, southeast. south, east. So if you're up here in northern Mississippi, if you're in Batesville, Sardis, Cortland, this will be over you in about 30 minutes or so. If you're in Falcon or Sledge, I honestly would suggest being in your safe spot, just considering the fact that this has a very strong velocity signature, all things considered. It's not the best looking rotation in the world, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely a possibility of a tornado dropping very quickly right now over the community of Birdie. This is heading off and about to be over Darling, Essex, Falcon, and Rearview. Going to cross over Highway 278 within the next few minutes. So this is just off to the north of Jonestown. Once again, here's the view from Clarksdale. You can see this is the back end of this storm. This is the back end. So a fairly nice looking supercell here. I'll see if we can get another view. See if we have any other views of this one right now. This is the view from Crenshaw right now in the storm. Not a very great view, so we'll go back to the Clarksdale Skycam. The Clarksdale Skycam is not going to give us a whole lot, but it's going to at least give us something for this storm right now. Luckily, here's one good thing, is it looks like this area of rotation is already weakening. So that would be very good. Sorry, did not mean to change that, but look at it here. An area of rotation not nearly as strong as it was only a few minutes ago. So as it's over Birdie, this has weakened. So that's very good. We want to see this storm weaken definitely when this is heading towards a populated area, or even when it's heading through a non-populated area. I mean, this is Mississippi. People live everywhere. The middle of nowhere is kind of where people live here. So there's 4 severe thunderstorm warnings across the state. I think every single one of them has the tornado possible tag. Very curious to see if we get any damage reports. Curious to see what happens with that, because I would love to know if we got any quick tornadoes across the area that we just were not able to pick up. So this storm now moving over the communities of Horseshoe, Butler, Mathena, and Grass Lake. For those in Shula, it's going to be over you here in the next few minutes. This shows Shula 10:55, so that's in 7 minutes. Lexington 10:08. This would be over Durant at about 10:15. Back to these storms over near Tupelo, over Houston, Okolona, Fulton. That line's moving off to the east fairly fast. This will be over Amory 10:55, Smithfield 10:56, Detroit 10:12 or 11:12. That's over there in Alabama. That's for a storm with 60-mile-an-hour winds. Storm up here near Ripley is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and a tornado being possible. We'll look at velocity. You have some broad rotation still following Highway 4 right now. If you're in Ripley, that's off to your west, but the main concern is still just damaging winds there in Ripley. But be prepared just in case the tornado decides to spin up there on that storm. And then over here near Jonestown is where you have that area of rotation just over the community of Birdie, moving off to the east-southeast, heading towards Darling and Essex. That's north of Highway 316, north of Highway 278, moving off to the east southeast. That's going to pass south of the community of Falcon, which is right up here. So that's going to move right off to the east southeast. Plenty of flash flooding now. Now a new flash flood warning for Baldwin, Saltillo, Tupelo, and Vernon. Here's what it looks like. Here's where it is. It includes Vernon, Tupelo, Saltillo, and Baldwin. Like I said, it's because lots of rain has fallen in this area. Remember, turn around, don't drown. That's the important thing to remember here across all of these flash flood warnings. It's the perfect time to shout out our new sponsor of our weather center here. We are in the Apo Roofing and Construction Weather Center based out of Laurel, Mississippi. For a free estimate, if you have any damage across the state of Mississippi, call 601 498 1546. They will work with you with your damage. They'll help you put a tarp over your building. Just call them if you have anything regarding any roof damage or any construction needs. Still, definitely very gusty winds out here over just west of Shula. I mean, you're looking here still on the velocity. I mean, 80-mile-an-hour winds up in the cloud base. So definitely gusty winds there with that one. That's still my most concerning storm down there, but I mean, you have some rotation on some of these storms. So, I mean, a quick spin up tornado is always concerning. But just kind of all over the place watching these severe thunderstorm warnings move through our area. Still got this rotation near Falcon and Darling, but honestly, luckily, it looks like it's weakened. So this is what we have across the state of Mississippi right now. Lots of flood warnings and a few severe thunderstorm warnings. But at least for now, we don't have any tornadoes on the ground from what it seems, except for one storm that has 80-mile-an-hour straight line winds, which are just as dangerous. All right, so let's go take a look at the HRRR right now. This is what I want to look at for the future of tonight. HRRR picking up on some convection over there near Arkansas, but this is what it shows for the next few hours. Shows those storms forming over Arkansas, moving off to the east, moving back through those areas that just got hit by some of these storms. So showing that second line still moving through North Mississippi. But notice nothing south of I-20 at all. Absolutely nothing south of I-20. And that's going to set us up for storms tomorrow night. I'll switch over to the 0Z8 Triple R to show you that. This shows tomorrow night another line moving through across South Mississippi, starting as early as possibly 3 p.m. or so. So that'd be way over our area here in South Mississippi by about 5 to 6 p.m. So would be a very busy afternoon for me considering, let's see, I have class at, what is it, 1 o'clock? No, I have class at from like 2 to 5. Let me double check that. What time do I have class? Because I'm going to have to hurry up and get back as soon as possible. I have comp methods from 3 to 4:50. So I'd have to hurry back to cover this weather as it moved through our area. But I really think that this is a concern tomorrow across our area. I mean, considering what's all in place uh from today from not having any storms, I mean, I definitely think this ends up being a slight risk over South Mississippi at the latest or at the least. Once again, another severe thunderstorm warning that includes New Albany, Oxford, and Senatobia for a tornado being possible and 60-mile-an-hour winds. We look at the velocity. You got some rotation in here, broad areas of rotation, but nothing out of the ordinary from what it seems for right now. But starting to get a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings across North Mississippi. Trying to see if I can get any updates on these storms. Right now, not seeing much of anything. If this stays just severe thunderstorm warnings over North Mississippi, I'm probably going to go to get ready for tomorrow, considering that I cover mostly South Mississippi. But anyways, I heard it's looking more like a wind and hail threat for tomorrow, but that's only with some storms going severe. But there will be a lot more of standard thunderstorms and rain. I mean, it really depends. I mean, because I consider having a few tornadoes the same as having a few storms with damaging winds and hail. Um, I'll have to look at the models here in a little bit. I'll have to look at some soundings for tomorrow afternoon. I mean, of course, with any storm, damaging winds and hail are more likely than tornadoes. So I always like think of if a tornado risk is higher than like a low end wind and damaging hail risk, I think, hey, that's a tornado driven or that's a big tornado risk storm. So that's something we'll definitely have to watch, anyways. Um, but we're still going here across northern Mississippi. So we'll keep covering these until I have to go to sleep and get ready for class tomorrow. And then I have to get ready for the forecast early tomorrow. Just a busy few days for me covering weather across the state, especially with the event being a South Mississippi um, problem tomorrow. That's considering that's our main focus area with Magnolia State weather. That's our forecast area. The live streams are for all of the state, but the forecast area is down there in South Mississippi. Down in Kruger, yeah, Kruger down there, it is still rocking. 80-mile-an-hour wind still down there. Wow. Yeah, it's rough down there with that severe thunderstorm warning. I'm surprised they haven't extended it. It's over Shula right now, about to move into Lexington within the next few minutes, and they have not extended this severe thunderstorm warning. Curious to see how far south this goes. Looking for rotation in this line right now, not seeing anything out of the ordinary right now. Um, some weak areas of rotation, but just normal for a line. All of these have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with them if you're in one of these severe thunderstorm warnings. New severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-an-hour winds. So they think that it's still pretty gusty in that storm. No longer 80-mile-an-hour winds with this severe thunderstorm warning right now, but the severe thunderstorm warning has been issued through Lexington, through Durant, and has been even extended through Atala County for Kosciuszko for 70-mile-an-hour winds. That expires in 47 minutes. So kind of giving you a rough timing. Be over Kosciuszko 11:39, Durant 11:50, Lexington 11:06, Ethel 11:47, Natchez Trace Parkway 11:48, McCool 11:56. If you're watching on YouTube and you don't know it, make sure to follow us on Facebook. Magnolia State Weather is where most of the forecasts go on right now. We'll have a website up at some point before too long, hopefully. But making steps little by little right now for Magnolia State Weather. Okay, let's see if we have anything going on right now. So that's where we're sitting with those storms there. eventually going to pull up the camera in Kosciuszko. This storm's going to be reaching there here before too long. Let's see if we have another camera now that we can look at. Yes, the camera in Kosciuszko still has a while until the storms get there, so we'll wait for that camera. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Hopefully. The camera's kind of blurry from Oxford, though. That's a problem. All right, here's the view. We're going to do the view from Amory. We're just going to see how conditions are doing there. All right, so here's the camera from Amory right now, courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. Uh, Make sure to go follow them. Looks like that camera might be having a few issues. Let's see. Getting blown around for now. This line right just a few miles from this camera, you can see it off in the distance, just a wall of white, but that'll be moving through into this area fairly soon. Now, one, two, three, four severe thunderstorm warnings across Mississippi. We look to the west now, and one of the storms over near Pine Bluff, Arkansas, is now warned now. So if that shows you what storms are expected to do as the last little bit moves into Mississippi, that's what we're seeing. One very interesting thing to see here is all these birds on the radar. So all this green here, all this green you're seeing, these are all birds migrating. And it's kind of interesting. You can see the birds kind of getting pushed away from the cell behind it. Very interesting. You also see birds getting caught up kind of in the outflow of this storm. You can see it right here, where a lot of birds kind of get stuck together as they get blown away from the storm. Very interesting. But yes, those are birds on the radar. It's actually making it pull up as green down here in South Mississippi, not rain. Wanted to see if I heard about the big old hailstorm in Springfield, Missouri today. I I did. I've been covering weather in Mississippi all day just because that's what I cover. Have seen, I don't think I've seen a picture of it. I heard about it. I don't know how rough it was. I heard it was pretty bad. We've been covering a lot of hell stuff here in Mississippi too, but I can't imagine it was as bad as that storm was. That's what it looks like in Amory. It looks like that line's about to move through fairly quickly. Three-inch hail up there? Wow, okay. So that's like um a little bigger than basically tennis ball size then. I think 3-inch hail is tennis ball. I might be wrong. I mean, I played tennis. I think a tennis ball is about 3 inches round or 3 inches wide. What is tennis ball size? Oh, tennis ball is 2.5. I gotta get good at knowing my hail size. So that's about baseball size then? Oh, that's 2.75. What is 3-inch hail? trying to remember the term for that one. 3 inch hail. Oh, well, it's baseball hail, and then you technically don't have a 3 inch. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger than a baseball. That's why it was throwing me off. It's be over New Albany in the next few minutes, within the next 10 minutes. Here's the conditions in Amory. Looks to be kind of going downhill here quick. Wow, I mean, went from being able to see a little bit to not being able to see a lot in a very, very short time. Dang. Another severe thunderstorm warning over in Arkansas now. So this is showing kind of what's moving in behind these storms. A few thunderstorms might be possible if they make it to Mississippi. Here's once again the view here from Amory, Mississippi. Just um, can't really see much. Just coming a flood there. Luckily, it looks like the storm near Lexington and Durant is starting to weaken a little bit, at least in terms of its overall strength. We'll see if it can continue on for a while until it reaches Kosciuszko. Looks like you have gusty winds over Amory right now, Hatley, Parham, Riggins, and Tranquil. If you're in Athens, Rocky, Quincy, or Splunge, near the radar site there near Columbus, or well, north of Columbus, um, you have a uh, fairly uh, low amount of time until storms, or until that wind gust reaches your way. Sorry, I was being told something, got distracted. But anyways, um, yeah, just crazy things we've seen in the last little bit. New special weather statement. This is just north of West Point. This includes Columbus Air Force Base, Caledonia, Abbott, and White. Once again, north of West Point, like I said, for 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts for northern Lowndes County and northern Clay County. Still a 70-mile-an-hour storm down here near Lexington and Durant. This is over Lexington right now, along the Highway 17 corridor. Sorry, over Poplar Springs and Bowling Green, moving off towards Durant, Goodman, and Kosciuszko. So 11:16 when this will be over Durant, 11:36 Kosciuszko, 11:29 McAdams. New severe thunderstorm warning, I think, just issued for a tornado being possible with these storms. If we look at the velocity here from the Columbus radar, I don't really see much of anything going on in here in terms of rotation, but just overall a massive storm with uh, some damaging winds in there, sure, some strong gusty winds, but primarily heavy winds and lightning. How Hernando is doing? Uh, Hernando had some gusty winds come through earlier. I think for right now, Hernando's doing okay. Like it's clear in Hernando now. I think you might be good there. Uh, Probably for the rest of the night in Hernando, it should be clearing out now. Um, there's been some damage near Hernando though. Trees down. I think that's the main concern was trees down, but also flash flooding there near the Hernando area. So that's what's going on there in DeSoto County. Yes, so we were watching that storm down here. north of Jackson. That one that's had that 80-mile-an-hour winds. We were watching it. I recorded it. I'll post it later on Facebook. We were watching it as it was south of Greenville, and it literally looked like a tornado was coming through. It was so bad. It was right when the 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts were hitting the MDOT traffic cam. It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough at the time. If this storm continued, it'll reach Louisville at 12:17. Now, I don't know if I see this storm making it for another hour, um, but we'll have to wait and see. Here's still the look from Amory. Just can't see a thing. Basically, that's just how conditions are going up there um, in Lowndes County, Monroe County, and near the radar site up there. Just overall, maybe some gusty winds in there, some severe winds, but uh, hail's not really a main concern. A tornado, I'm not really seeing up in there right now, but lots and lots of rain right now, and flash flooding is probably going to be your main concern, even though there's not a flash flood warning over that area right now. Here's where we look like for that storm as it nears Kosciuszko. That is crossing over from, let's see, what county is that? That's crossing over from Holmes County into Atala County for Kosciuszko. This is entering Durant now and crossing over Interstate 55 north of Canton and north of Pickens. Now, another severe thunderstorm warning in Arkansas. This one for Rison and Star City. So, all of these storms with quarter size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds prompting the severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to switch over to the Oxford camera here very soon so we can see these storms about to enter the Oxford area. Yeah, I do think this system is heading over to the Carolinas. I think it's a low end severe weather risk over there, but any severe weather up in the Carolinas is kind of rare. Not necessarily rare, but just not really heard of too often. I mean, I don't know how bad it will be, but it doesn't seem like it will be terrible. It won't be like a severe weather outbreak. But I'll check. I think that's true. I might be speaking blasphemy. I hope not. So this is the view from Oxford. What we're looking at, courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. Let me look at that map real quick. Yeah, so tomorrow has a marginal risk over the Carolinas and Virginia right now for damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes being possible. And then that's really it. The same level of risk. It's the same level of risk we're expecting here in South Mississippi tomorrow. But then again, I expect tomorrow's risk over South Mississippi to become a slight risk. Just there's so much down there. I really think that they'll upgrade it to a slight risk. If they don't, I mean, there's not really much I can do about that. But I think that we have a decent risk for severe weather down there. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be a tornado outbreak by any means, but I mean, damaging winds is definitely a concern of mine for tomorrow with all the leftover ingredients we have from today that just simply were not used. It didn't even rain in South Mississippi today. So, still have plenty of energy left down there. Gonna have plenty of temperatures there. I actually need to refresh the METARs real quick. I know these are old. I know it's not still 86 degrees there. Might have to restart Radar Omega before I can fix that. Here, let me restart Radar Omega since y'all are not looking at it right now. Whoops. See if we can get updated temperatures. Yep, there we go. All right. Uh, Lots of flooding reports over Meridian. All right, here we go. We're now get. I now have updated reports, so we can look through these now. So, Lake Village, a 70-mile-an-hour wind report from a private weather station at the Lake Village Municipal Airport. Power lines down across Lakeside Street. A large tree uprooted and fallen across power lines on Malbury Street in Lakeview. And then carport damage and blown across the road on US 65 and 16th Street there in Lake Village. So, yes, damage in Lake Village from these storms. We have a tree down across County Road 2240 in Atala County from 7 o'clock. I'm just trying to see what all we have. 1-inch hail reported across Winston County right now. And that's what I see. An observed tornado in Monroe County at 7:51, so that was about 2 hours ago. Well, thank you. Thank you, Olson. That means a lot. I'm just kind of doing what I'm in school for, trying to build up my own company before I graduate. That means a lot. Doing what I can to grow this. We just got our first sponsor. It's been growing pretty quickly, and it's meant a lot to me. And so we're trying to grow quick, because I mean, I'm going to go to my master's. I'm going to get my master's, but I eventually, when I graduate, want to have this company to kind of go um, to cover weather across Mississippi and Louisiana. So it really means a lot. Thank you for that. Um, because here's the thing. I have strong opinions about weather. Um, I think that a lot of stuff in weather, sure, we have some stuff that's subjective, but in weather, sometimes there's just right and wrong. Like, I mean, we still had. This is nothing against like the National Weather Service, but they were still posting about a threat into South Mississippi about 2 hours ago, and I feel like it's been fairly relevant almost all day. It's been fairly obvious that hey, we're not going to have severe weather south of I-20 here in Mississippi today. So that's just like I'm going to speak my mind. That's what you're going to quickly learn. I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to do my darnest to be right. Um, but anyways, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like it happens. Um, but that message means a lot considering we're trying to grow. I'm still trying to get more sponsorship though. More money will help to grow the company. I'm not making a profit at this point. We're just throwing everything back into growing this company. Oh wow. If I lose power for a little bit, it's because it's currently coming a flood outside. Because I'm here located in Starkville, and so if you look, yeah, it's coming a flood right now. So if I lose power, that's why. But I should be good, unless I get struck by lightning. I am on the fourth floor, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I see we have a lot of people watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, look up Magnolia State Weather on Facebook and go follow us there. That's where I do all my daily posting in terms of just static stuff. I'm starting to post more weather content on YouTube. We're going to start having daily weather updates. But if you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel. I'm just covering these severe thunderstorm warnings across Mississippi right now. It's kind of all we have right now, really. Looking at today's outlook, I mean, they still have the enhanced risk all the way down, almost to where I'm from down here in South Mississippi. And I mean, I've already told all of the people that follow me, I've told them, hey, I don't expect anything south of I-20. I barely expect rain south of I-20 for the rest of the night. So storms, I just don't see it. I don't see any severe weather happening south of I-20 tonight. So, I mean, I decided to be aggressive on that one. and announce that. So if it comes back to bite me, it is what it is. But from what I'm seeing, I mean, nothing has been able to form south of I-20, and even these storms that formed kind of in Newton County have since fizzled out. So I'm about to switch over to the Kosciuszko camera. We'll look directly into this one. All right, so here's the view from Kosciuszko right now. Courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. Not seeing a ton of lightning anymore. WDAM finally called off the severe weather risk. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because that's genuinely a company that I care about because, I mean, I grew up with that company and I trust Patrick. I look under him. I look up to him in some ways. But I saw that they issued the first alert weather day at like 4 p.m. And by 4 p.m., I thought it was fairly obvious we weren't getting anything in South Mississippi. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's different views, but yeah, no, South Mississippi risk just never happened. So let's get this off of the screen right now. Whoops, there we go. So yeah, the storm nearing Kosciuszko falling apart like I said I was kind of expecting it to do. So as the storm's nearing Kosciuszko, it's weakening. I mean, there might be 60-mile-an-hour winds left in here somewhere. But I mean, 70-mile-an-hour winds, I don't think it's still there. Special weather statement for Vaden, French Camp, and Ackerman in this blue area. That's for 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. New severe thunderstorm warning including Baldwin, Boonville, Saltillo, Mantachie, and Belmont, as well as Iuka, for a tornado being possible and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Definitely some rotation going on as this line moves through, but looks like gusty winds are going to be the main concern. Here, I'll go ahead and tell you this. I think we've probably had a spin up tornado or two in one of these severe thunderstorm warnings, and we'll find out about that in the morning. But I haven't seen a single thing that's been able to show us on radar that's like, hey, there's a tornado on the ground. So, uh, if there was a tornado anywhere in the state that formed very quickly, uh, don't get mad at any meteorologist. I don't know. I can say that as a meteorology student, but like, there's been no way to see any tornadoes up in here. I haven't seen a single thing that's just like, hey, anything lofted by radar or anything. I guarantee you there's probably been something. We've probably had a spin up tornado somewhere. But I'm just like, I haven't seen anything on radar. We haven't had a tornado warning really in a while. You know, so here's still the view from Kosciuszko as that storm nears there. But like I said, in the last few minutes, this thing has really weakened. So here's the plan now that we're starting to get sponsorship. Hopefully, we get more sponsorship. And speaking of our sponsor, Apo Roofing and Construction is now the sponsor of the Weather Center. For a free estimate, call 601 498 1546. They will work with you through the process. If you have home damage, just call them. They're based in Mississippi. They cover the entire state. Uh, I thank them a lot for helping us and being our first sponsor here at Magnolia State Weather. It really means a lot and is helping us to grow. I know it can be annoying hearing ads, but uh, we have to pay the bills somehow. You feel like you're in a bubble there in Jackson. Yeah, I mean, it's just so here's what was supposed to happen, okay? And so, because this was my forecast and forecasting class yesterday. So there was supposed to be the first wave that came through at about 10, about 2 to 6 p.m. The issue is storms started all the way at 10 a.m. They formed too early, and then also they never stopped. And so you just had storms all day across North Mississippi. And so what that did is that kind of took away energy from a second line forming. And sure, we've had severe thunderstorm warnings across North Mississippi all afternoon and all evening, but it could have been worse because there was supposed to be way more fuel for these storms in North Mississippi to use. And if those would have formed together, then we would have had a chance for storms to make it to South Mississippi. But it just didn't happen. There was too much convection. Storms just didn't really cooperate this morning, which was a good thing. I just realized that the thing around the bottom of the screen is outdated. Sorry, we haven't had a tornado warning in the state for a hot minute. Sometimes that glitches out, so I didn't realize that it was just sitting there. So, in regarding to these storms over Arkansas, they say the main threats are large hail here over southeastern Arkansas and over the Mississippi Delta. So we might be here for a while. I mean, I'll have to go to bed at some point, but I mean, I have class at 10, so I can kind of stay for a while. Luckily, the storm over Kosciuszko weakening very quickly. We look to the storms. Now a severe thunderstorm warning for Starkville, West Point, and Columbus. It had a tornado possible tag on there. It's for these storms moving through. Yeah. Had something try to form up there outside of Starkville, um, near Old West Pit Road. So severe thunderstorm for a tornado being possible. What they're showing there, but looking at the reflectivity, these don't look all that great, but still something possible there. As you have some cells trying to rotate, moving now to the west or to the east of Starkville. You can see the rotations in here. One here, whoops, one here to the west of West Point, maybe one up here near Columbus Air Force Base. Just some small areas of rotation. It doesn't look too overly concerning for now. Looks like that line is starting to weaken as well. Oh wow, look at that. We've gotten some rain south of I-20. We got a few cells south of I-20. Just south of I-20. Some rain between Newton and Hickory right now. Oh well, my forecast busted. Oh well. Yeah, still not expecting storms south of I-20. Maybe a lightning strike or two, uh, possible, but I'm not expecting any severe weather south of I-20. Let's look back up towards Oxford. Storms moving up through Oxford and New Albany right now. Tornado possible and 60-mile-an-hour winds still at that storm. Looking at velocity, just not really seeing anything. It's just heavy rain and lightning over Lafayette County. Same can be said there in New Albany. Uh, Severe thunderstorm warning up there for Corinth. I mean, you just look at this. This is the same story across all of northern Mississippi right now. Just a jumbled up radar is what we have tonight. It's kind of been why I've been avoiding those areas. We just heavy rain, some hail in there, lightning, maybe some gusty winds. And that's really all we can tell up there. You can see all these little areas of rotation here along this line as it moves out of here. But yeah, looks like the threat might be lowering here for these storms from Aberdeen down to Macon and down to Kosciuszko. Looks like those might be weakening little by little. And so that would be good. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I kind of thrive on people asking questions. It gives me something to talk about, something to do while we're just sitting here babysitting the radar. Nothing too major going on right now. Trying to keep my voice for now, especially for tomorrow. These storms over New Hamilton right now will be moving into Alabama here very soon, as well as these showers and thunderstorms moving all the way down from Louisville and Ellison Ridge through Philadelphia. Those will be moving out of the state within the next hour. One thing I've always wondered, why does it seem tornadoes are more prevalent at night? Um, I feel like it's just a timing thing for our systems here, primarily in Mississippi. One thing you'll notice is well, for the most part, QLCS tornadoes are more likely than supercell tornadoes. It's just easier to get a QLCS to spin up a tornado. Stronger tornadoes happen with a supercell, but you get more tornadoes from a QLCS. Um, I feel like here in Mississippi, it's a lot with timing. Like most of the time, the storms form over in Oklahoma during the day, or in Texas during the day, or Arkansas during the day, where it's very warm. And so, um, I mean, most of those storms form over there in Oklahoma. The low pressure system comes off the Colorado Rockies and rides up through Oklahoma and Missouri, and so that's kind of why. It's just a timing thing primarily here in Mississippi. Plus, at night, the lower level jet kicks in. That's a whole nother level of meteorology. Um, Lots of things to talk about with that. Um, I just saw a new severe thunderstorm warning pop up. Where did that go? Anyways, um, yeah, let's be happy the 1925 tri-state tornado hasn't repeated itself. That's probably a pretty good thing. Severe thunderstorm warning up Marshall, Pontotoc counties. Oh yeah, up here. Oh, look at that area of rotation between over Guntown and Saltillo right now. Wow. Correlation coefficient. Not seeing anything on the debris radar, so that's good. Very interesting with these. New flash flood warning. Oh yeah, we're getting lots of flash flood warnings now across the area. A new one that includes Houston, Okolona, as well as Aberdeen and Amory. So getting lots of flash flood warnings across North Mississippi. So this is dangerous. Turn around, don't drown. But luckily, we're getting lots of rain that's helping our drought conditions here across Mississippi. With me being a stay-at-home mom, how could I go about getting a degree in meteorology? I would have to do it outside of my house. Um, oh, out of your house. Mississippi State has a online operational meteorology degree. I'm pretty sure you could go about it that way. That's if you want to go here. Um, I go here because it's in-state tuition. But we also have a good broadcast meteorology degree, but you can't get that online, so I don't know if that would be much of a help. I guess if you're in the state of Mississippi, I'd consider Mississippi State's operational meteorology degree just for in-state tuition purposes. That would kind of help you with getting a private sector job, I'm pretty sure. Uh, Lots of meteorology goes into uh, out of school um, training, like just watching videos, learning stuff about the atmosphere. Like you learn way more outside of the classroom than you do in the classroom. If I'm gonna be honest, I've learned stuff here at school, but a lot of the stuff I knew beforehand, and it's been able to get strengthened by my schooling here. That's what I've learned with meteorology. New special weather statement that includes Philadelphia, DeKalb, Shuqualak. So that's eastern Neshoba County, south eastern Winston County, southern Kemper County. No, all of Kemper County and southern Noxubee County. And so that is for 40-mile-an-hour wind gust and pea-size hail with that storm. Severe thunderstorm warning update for Monroe County. Yeah, they just cut that off in Monroe County. Now they're extending those severe thunderstorm warnings now into Alabama right now. So we'll let Mr. James Spann and Matt Labhon enjoy covering those in Alabama. I'll stay covering these here in Mississippi. Um, Lots of flooding stuff here. One thing I want to look at is the I wonder if we have it on here. Like, do we have the drought monitor on here? I don't know. Maybe we do. I can't find it. Anyways, it looks like stuff's really starting to die down now that I'm looking at it. Um, at least here in Mississippi, it is. These storms over in Arkansas look like they're trying to pack a punch. Like these are going to keep forming up throughout the rest of the night. And these storms in Mississippi are going to keep lingering on for the night. But looks like those severe thunderstorm warnings are starting to weaken. And these severe thunderstorms are really starting to get out of here. I think they'll allow this severe thunderstorm warning to expire. But then again, when you have rotation here, um, south of Sessums near Oktok, to the west of Pins, about to cross over 45. But I mean, all of these areas of rotation seem to be fairly weak. I mean, they're there, but how strong really are they? I mean, you look at the reflectivity, and I mean, I guess there's an embedded supercell in here. You can kind of see it, very small cell, maybe one down here as well on radar. You can kind of see them there, but how high are these storms on the echo tops? I mean, they're not very high at all right now. These are very low storms. I mean, they're in there. They're trying to rotate. They're trying to form something, but I'm just not having the best luck as of right now. I know we're having the best night in the world covering these. It's been actually a fairly boring year in terms of severe weather coverage here in Mississippi, but that's a good thing. That means that we're not causing lots of damage. We had one night that had 23 tornadoes down in South Mississippi, but most of them you couldn't see on radar or were already on the ground and lifted by the time they showed up on radar. So that was an interesting night. Let's see. Try to see if I can get any information on this. Let's see. I mean, I hope y'all are continuing to have a good night. We're just really lacking a lot of stuff to talk about right now across the area. I mean, this storm over Kosciuszko is going to be allowed to expire in 5 minutes. I don't think that's still to severe standards. I'm actually going to pull up the camera here from Kosciuszko. I mean, lots and lots of lightning, but I'm not seeing on radar anything that would suggest to me that that storm is still to severe standards. Do you think they'll cancel any of the tornado watches before 4? I mean, maybe. I mean, if they haven't removed, I mean, if they haven't removed the severe, or if they haven't removed some of the tornado watch by now, I don't know if they'll be very um quick to remove some of the tornado watch. I have no clue. On a night like this, I don't know. I don't work for them. That's just kind of their own thing. Um, it's really just I have to wait and see, and then I have to post about that. So wow, lots and lots of lightning here. Olson, you have a good night. Thank you. Stay safe as well. So here's where we're sitting. These severe thunderstorms up near Boonville and Mantachie, those are going to move into Alabama soon, probably within the next 30 minutes. These storms up near Corinth are also going to go away here before too long. Those are kind of already out of here. That severe thunderstorm warning is going to be allowed to expire. As these storms move into Alabama near Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, those storms will be out of here. And then this storm near Kosciuszko, that severe thunderstorm warning expires in 3 minutes. So I really think that storm will be gone for now. I don't think they'll reissue that warning, but we still have some special weather statements across the area. Beanie Aviation, welcome to the live stream. I hope you're having a good night. Go ahead, throw the question at me. Sorry, I had to remove that. So, severe thunderstorm warning there for Kosciuszko and Atala County is going to be allowed to expire. That looks to be just a severe or just a thunderstorm. They will probably put a special weather statement on it, but um, but it'll be there. Singleton, Mississippi. That must be in North Mississippi. I'm not good with the small towns in North Mississippi because I'm from South Mississippi. Oh, it's Leake County. Leake County's in my area. Hold on. Leake County's in Leake County is one of the county, yeah, Singleton. They're on 35. I didn't realize that. So yeah, welcome to the channel. If you want to follow on Facebook, that's where I do the daily forecast. So Leake County is actually in my area, because my area is basically Leake County and South. So that's kind of the line. I cover Leake County and South all the way to the Gulf, and so that is kind of our daily forecast area. I do weather coverage for all of the state, but or I do severe weather coverage for all of the state, but for our daily forecast, yeah, Leake County's in there. I'm not familiar with Singleton. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that's over near Carthage. Yeah, my roommate's actually his family's from Carthage. Yeah. Thank you for the subscription, Sandra. I know I'm ready for that warning in Kosciuszko to expire. I'm ready to go to bed. 5:30 comes early. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yep, warning just expired there in Kosciuszko. We'll probably stay. We'll probably still have some thunder for the next little bit, but you're good for now. For weather wise, I don't use weather wise just because I like how Radar Omega looks. Um, like, what do you mean like an overlay? Like the warning system underneath me? Is that what you're asking about? Union, Mississippi. There in Union, I mean, some rain off to your north, probably some heavy um showers over you, but to the north is where most of that is. There in Union, you're good. You're not gonna see any severe weather. I'm pretty sure it should start quieting down here in the next 10 minutes. Maybe a little bit behind you, but oh, this underneath me, that's open source. You can look up overworn.tv and use that. I mean, if you can figure it out because it's a little confusing, but it's a free app free web app you can use. It's not mine. We're in the process of making our own, but it's not mine. Uh, yeah, I'll put that in chat. Since it's not mine, I'll just tell you what it is. And you can kind of change it up and do it your own way how you want it to, but yeah. We got a weird day tomorrow here in South Mississippi. I mean, considering South Mississippi is kind of where we do our weather coverage, South Mississippi and also the Florida parishes of Louisiana and the bordering parishes of Louisiana is our coverage. But um, we have that severe weather possible tomorrow, so um, we'll see how that goes. Considering the fact it's supposed to start around 3 o'clock and I have class at 3, that'll be very interesting. Looks like I'll go there, scan in, stay there for a few minutes, and then I'll have to rush back here to do coverage starting tomorrow night. So hopefully those storms slow down just a little bit, you know. They gotta wait for me. Yeah, I hope y'all are having a good night. I'm gonna go off air at some point, but I mean, while we have people needing weather coverage, I'm gonna stay up all night. If well, not all night, but I'm gonna stay up as long as I can, just because I feel like that's the right thing to do. Still got this storm moving through Caledonia right now, but really after that, I think that's gonna move into Alabama soon. Got a kind of an embedded supercell here over Columbus right now, but not really any lightning with that one. So this severe thunderstorm warning there for Starkville, West Point, and Columbus for the Golden Triangle will be allowed to expire here in the next few minutes. New special weather statement for Kosciuszko, Ethel, Louisville. So that's for Atala County, Southern Winston County, Northern Neshoba County, and Northern Leake County. Um, that's a special weather statement for 50-mile-an-hour winds. That's with that storm that's weakening as it goes over Kosciuszko. I just saw that National Weather Service still saying that storms are possible in Vicksburg, and I'm like, it's possible, but I think you need to tell people that hey, you can go to bed tonight. And so there's people staying up along the I-20 corridor because the National Weather Service is still saying there's an enhanced risk, and the SPC has an enhanced risk across I-20. It's just like I just I don't agree with it. Hmm. I'm just looking and seeing um any updates I might see on my phone. Not seeing anything right now. Do you think Caledonia is in the clear? Um, yeah, it should be slacking up there in Caledonia here in the next few minutes. You're gonna have some moderate rain remaining, but it should completely clear out in about 30 to 45 minutes. You have some more rain behind you. I'd be concerned about these storms that are currently over Arkansas. If they keep their act together, that could be a problem for you there in Caledonia in about 2, 3, 4 hours. But it looks like we might have no special or no severe thunderstorm warnings here in Mississippi here in a few minutes. We have 1 inch hail reports all over Louisville. 7:34. Yeah, all these at 7:34, 8 o'clock, 8:10, 8:16. So still 1 inch hail reports over there. You lost power. Where did you lose power? In Kosciuszko, really? I wonder if a lightning struck something or if someone hit something. Let's look at power outages. Here's what we're looking in terms of power outages. Uh, some power outages right now in Kosciuszko updated. Well, this is 9 minutes ago. 431 outages there in Atala County. 2,000 outages in Washington County. 300 out in Humphreys. So, yeah, looks like we have some outages across the area. Now, let me see. Can I? Let's move this over somewhere else. Oh, below Kosciuszko. Okay, they're probably near McVille, or however you pronounce that, or Williamsville. Anyways, over in southern Atala County, lost power in Greenville. How long did you lose? How long ago did you lose power in Greenville? I know that storm went through a while ago. Let me pull up this. All right, here's what we're currently looking like across the state. Here's what we have for now. This was updated 9 minutes ago. Right now, 1600 out in Chickasaw County, 1400 out in Lee County, 540 out in Etowah County, 400 out in Marshall County, 746 out in Bolivar County, 656 or 7 out in Sunflower, LaFleur 64, Humphreys 380, Washington 2,152. This will update here in just a second. Curious to see what the new number is over there in Atala County. It was 11,148. That'll update here in a few minutes. Remember, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications whenever we go live here. Because we show the same live stream on YouTube and on Facebook for weather coverage. I thank everybody for the support we've had with Magnolia State weather over the last few days. It's really meant a lot to me as I'm trying to grow this. Yeah, this line's starting to strengthen south of Pontotoc, Verona, and Fulton. Looks like we're starting to get a fairly strong line forming, but you have the gust front out in front of it that might be weakening these storms a little bit. So we'll see if we get a new severe thunderstorm warning here for places like Okolona, Amory, and Smithville. If this line keeps strengthening, this could be a problem for Caledonia again here in a little while. Bring this back up, see if it is updated 12 minutes ago. It updates every usually 10 minutes or so. Curious to see what the new number's up to. Severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-an-hour winds for Itawamba County should be deleted here in the next few minutes because that has moved out of the area. At some point, I'm going to need to go to sleep soon so I can wake up and do weather stuff for tomorrow morning. Considering it's looking like we're going to start quieting down here across Mississippi now, which is a good thing. I don't want to go off air, but I know I'm not going to be able to do anything in the morning if I don't go ahead and go to sleep. Still got to prioritize my studies a little bit. But luckily, I mean, I'm not too worried about this stuff across Mississippi right now. Not really seeing anything that's screaming tornado. I still don't understand the point of having the tornado watch out, but you know, it is what it is. Not my decision. But anyways, it was a good time. Covering these storms with all of y'all. I'm about to go get ready to go to sleep. So thank you for all the support here on YouTube and on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure to look up Magnolia State Weather on YouTube. Go follow us there. If you're on YouTube, go follow Magnolia State Weather on Facebook. That's where I do all the primary updates. But if you have me on YouTube, I also post all my shorts on YouTube Shorts. So anyway, I hope y'all have a good night. I'm probably about to call it a night unless something insane happens, but I'm not really too worried about it at this point. Used to have an enhanced risk out there, but I'm telling you, hey, I'm not too worried about it. I don't know how much that holds, but you know. Anyways, thunderstorms are gonna exist. I don't think me pinpointing these down too much more is gonna help. So I hope y'all have a good night. I hope y'all stay safe across Mississippi. But anyways, thank you for watching Magnolia State Weather. I'm student meteorologist Ashton Champion, and God bless.